This story will cover from then to now and next, all about change, how to turn losers into winners. Fishing is one of the most popular pastimes in the world, sometimes for pleasure, sometimes for food. On the River Thames in England, or for salmon in Ireland, where other bird fishermen may be in competition for that prized catch. We're heading thousands of miles to the south, to the tropics, to a fantastic lake in Kenya, Lake Naivasha, in the Rift Valley. Here we'll hold a kind of competition of bird fishermen, and there's a party going on. Crowned cranes have already arrived, queens of the marsh. Generalist feeders. Is that a good thing to be? Better than a specialist? We'll see in the first round of the competition who's the best fisherman. Is that crown a winner's? It certainly looks good, adorning the papyrus stage, now becoming a hotspot for people and birds alike. And is that makeup? Trying hard to impress the judges before the party really gets going. Just dropped in a saddle-billed stork, impressive makeup too, and tall and deadly. Not to the crowned cranes, now having a strictly well-earned rest down below, but to other prey. Frogs are included as fair game in the contest. Good move, mate. Pointed nose for burrowing in. Spades for pushing from behind. A winner this time. The saddle-bill stork is a loser this time. And this is a good place to be. Our crowned cranes are soon joined by an amazing diversity of specialists. And boy, are they well equipped. And now some are arriving in numbers, like these sacred ibis. The lake level is dropping, and the potential prey is becoming concentrated. A pelican's one of the many heading into this particular place on Lake Naivasha. Herons and egrets of all sorts are on their way to this aquatic bonanza, already jostling for a good fishing spot. But the water hyacinth on this lake hides not just the fish, but a very fishy story indeed. Like the herons and egrets, the vegetation here has spread worldwide, with the help of man, unfortunately. And the water fern salvinia spread from ponds, and it took over from the beautiful blue water lilies, now much reduced. Another introduction, more successful, was the tilapia fish, a key target in the fishing competition for who's the best fisherman. Some flap and run on those lily pads, those that survive the invasive plants. And they're coming in from everywhere, from high, an eagle, and low to this bird paradise, which is really a fish paradise. The birds will see to that in their clever, determined ways with the next arrival of that brilliant performer, the black heron. He's got to be in with a chance as a winner in this first part of some 20 minutes, what amounts to the final. But surely this king of the skies is unbeatable, the African fish eagle, here over a weed island, with the biggest population in all of Africa. Able to hover, dive, and with great power and strength. It's a fish's nightmare coming from above out of nowhere, and egrets and coots scatter. But if you're looking for slick finesse, watch the next entrant, the yellow-billed stork. One wing up, bit of leg action, the other wing up, more leg action to flush out prey. Shading, turning, kicking, grabbing with one of the fastest reactions in nature. Surely unbeatable. But don't forget the pelican, here straight in. Two species fishing differently. Delicate egrets with various tricks of the egret trade. And in the undergrowth of the water hyacinth, as the egret moves on, little waders from the Arctic hustle and bustle for tiny food with small kit. The egret with its narrow pointed beak joins a spoonbill. Beaks, feet, legs, and the ability to fly, some right across continents, make these marvels truly marvellous. And a stilt, a lily trotter for obvious reasons, but how difficult to pick a winner. Yellow feet and neat action by a little egret, scaring out prey. A pied kingfisher perched, but is he a real kingfisher or only a pretender? He can hover pretty well too. Is he the best fisherman? But is he a winner or a loser? Just now the heron's winning and the tilapia fish is losing, or rather has lost. And here's another winner, unfortunately. In 1970, the American Louisiana signal crayfish was introduced, which subsequently ate itself out of house and home, the blue water lilies. Out of control and over here, it turned out not to be a sustainable import, though sacred ibis chewed them up with a serious beak for the job, or anything really, and just at home on rubbish tips. Tiny lobsters, a bit spiky, to a very big heron. Indeed a Goliath heron. A bit of a wobble in the weed frightens a squawko heron into action, though his style is hardly dynamic on the floating worlds of Lake Naivasha. So far, what do you think is the best fisherman in the bird paradise of Lake Naivasha? The yellow-billed stork with its amazing acrobatics? No red face over this catch. Originally introduced by man. A very big heron, a tough customer, and hovering like a helicopter or a hummingbird, the pied kingfisher, as he inspects the tilapia nesting crater. They're mouth breeders, sheltering their eggs and young in their mouths. and carp another introduction. They stir up the bottom, a possible problem for an osprey, the fishhawk, but whose eyes and ability are second to none. But are they really when it comes to success in a very competitive business, where beak and talons score? And the Hadada ibis has a probe to die for. Watch our pied friend. And still they come, meaning more and more species in bigger numbers, leading to the next round, as opportunities increase left, right and centre. Perching, looking, checking. And overhead prowlers prowl. And pelicans drop in for catch of the day, or possibly of the decade, as the bird paradise booms. And we're not just talking the pelican. There are two species which will catch in their different ways as much as their belly can cope with. Now the great whites are up against stiff competition as more yellow-billed storks pile in, eager to do their tricks. But there are others even trickier to come. This is beginning to look like a feeding frenzy with a capital F or two. And don't forget the happy hoverer. Will you get a 10 in Strictly Come Hovering? So it's starting to get tight, from singles to groups to mixed fishermen. A star that could well appear well up on the leaderboard is the black heron, now being chased by a similar little white competitor, but without a very special something. And that's to be an umbrella. Shading, yellow foot stirring, shelter is enough to fool any mouthful or beakful. And see the neat sideways footwork of the yellow-billed stork, super fast beak reflex, and down it goes. Now that's fast food. It's beginning to look like a real contest. Oh, and thank you very much. Just checking. It's all happening. 3 of them at it. They're cashing in on each other as fish are disturbed as they pass. See how the pink-backed pelicans, usually in 1s and 2s, operate. The little egret is, as ever, opportunistic. That's why egrets have spread far and wide, a rare example of how man has helped nature by chance. Now, with the help of a restful tusker or two, their identity skills are being put to the test. Do they know who the best fisherman will be in part 1? Probably not the lily trotter, more of a trotter than a fisher. Behind him, also having a break, is a big heron, sunbathing. And you can do that anywhere. Oh, by the way, hippos don't eat fish. They come ashore at night to graze when they can be dangerous. They seem to accept intruders into their home. Well, mostly. But human and bird competition grows as populations do, both in the lake and on the land around it. See how the great white pelicans fish in formation compared with the ones or twos pink-backed pelicans. And the eagle sees it all. It's an aquatic jungle out there. They're all in this together. Lake Naivasha, that is. The people and the wildlife. They all need clean water now and into the future, and this pump sucking out lake water may well affect all the local inhabitants, whether residents or coming in for the competition, as the water level drops and fish are crowded together. Water's taken for huge flower and vegetable farms for export, and chemicals, less shoreline, are all part of the pelican's life these days. The lake has suffered a lot from introduced plant mistakes like salvinia and water hyacinth, so its original bird life hardly needs more ecological changes. But will it get them? Two of the best fishermen are the pelican and the cormorant. When they get together, fish beware. Now the pressure's really on. A marabou stork, maybe not lovely to look at, but certainly well equipped. A battle of the giants, not sure over what, but both hungry and well armed. Goliath heron and a fish eagle. Black heron's umbrella antics seem quite delicate compared with this. seems the eagle won. And back to his mate, and they pair for life. Blessed with eyes that don't miss a thing, and seldom a fish, with a fishing hook, and talons to grab with. The African fish eagle has to be the best fisherman in part 1. But watch part 2 to see who he's up against next.